What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we're going to be looking at a whole bunch, a couple fits, of very good news about the Transformers trading card game. You see, the Transformers trading card game launched on September the 28th of this year, day before my birthday, as it happens. And I love it, and I know a whole bunch of you guys love it, but the thing is, it's a new game, and you always have to wonder with a new game, is this going to be supported? Is it going to have a long tail? Is it just going to have a little bit of life and then be done? Well, there was a Transformers podcast where some of the designers went on, and they talked about the fact that they had commissioned card art. So, as it stands at the moment, all of the character art is actually from an old defunct Transformers mobile game, and the battle card art has been taken from old comics, and there was a little bit of a feeling like, well, hang on a second, what does that mean in terms of the future? Does this mean we're not having art commissioned, we're not having new art because Wizards are playing it safe with the game? Now, as it happened on this podcast, I'll pop a link in the description, the designer talked openly about the fact that they have commissioned new artwork for the Transformers trading card game, and that's a good sign because you don't commission new artwork for a game you're about to shut down. Doesn't mean everything, but it is at least a very good sign. But there were some bad signs. The game was out in the US and the UK and parts of Europe, but the game had not yet released in Canada, which one would assume to be a rather large market. Similarly, there is no organised play at the moment. Now, I've been covering Keyforge on this channel, and when it releases this week, I know, right? We're going to start covering it in a whole bunch more detail. And that's launching, and we're going to end up with Keyforge organised play very quickly. Now, they've not really announced too much about it. It's got a companion app which is going to go live on the day of release. Keep tuned to this channel, I'll tell you all about it. But they're getting organised play from the get-go. So it's not getting organised play, and it's not out in Canada, and all the art was recycled, and we didn't know whether Transformers was being hedged or whether Wizards didn't quite believe in it. And then we found out new artwork was being commissioned, and we went, okay, that's cool, that says nice things about it, that makes us feel better. And today we've got two more bits of news which should make us feel really good about the game. And one of them, Transformers is coming to Canada. It is coming out in Canada in December. That is next month, which is quite nice. That was announced today on the official Transformers TCG Facebook group, which is wonderful. I know there's a whole bunch of people in Canada that have not been able to play it, that have been importing it from the US, etc, but it is now officially coming out in Canada in December. And the usual rules apply, subject to availability, not available in all regions, game and rules in English only. Now, of course, Canada has a large French-speaking contingent, so that's kind of interesting. There's no European languages yet for Transformers, which you would imagine would be the first languages to appear. That doesn't really mean a huge amount. We're fine for now. I would like to see other languages of Transformers cards in the future. That would be awesome, but that's down the road. So we knew, well, at least we assumed they were working on it in Canada, and some of the Wizards of the Coast employees would sometimes post that they're looking into it, and they're hopeful and all of that. But now that we've got confirmation, that is wonderful. If you're in Canada, this is brilliant, because it means you can play the game. But even if you're not in Canada, this is still brilliant news. This is a game that's been out for a month and a half now, and expansion is still happening. The Metroplex deck is coming out this week, and then it's being put into Canada next month. And what we really want, we want the game to grow. If you like the game, you want it to grow. And the fact that it's now being expanded into other territories, and you've got to think that Canada's not the last one into which it's going to move, this is great news for the health of the game. But that was not the best news that came out for the Transformers TCG this week, or today even. You see, a job posting from Wizards of the Coast was put into the unofficial but still largest Transformers Facebook group. And it is for a art director, Transformers contact. We'll supply the robots. Wizards of the Coast, a subsidiary of Hasbro Inc., and the world's largest publisher of adventure games including Magic the Gathering, Dungeons & Dragons, and the Transformers TCG, has an exciting opportunity for an art director, new product development to join our Transformers brand team. They are hiring a Transformers art director. So you know how I said that there was a podcast where they said, hey, we're commissioning new art? Well, now they're actually hiring an art director to sit and roll into it. So what is the role all about? Transformers TCG has an immediate need for a digital savvy art director with an eye for sophisticated design, a passion for visual storytelling, and a deep connection to sci-fi entertainment. Do you have what it takes to capture attention and motivate our fans? Our world-class artwork, I'm totally in agreement with that. Intriguing characters, yes. Engaging worlds, yes. And tales of fantastical adventure are waiting for you. Okay. That's kind of nice and fluffy, but we're still not digging into it too deep. The art director will work with freelancers, external vendors, and an in-house creative team at all stages of development from conception through production. Under the direction of the Transformers brand manager, the art director will work to create concepts, pitch and produce materials to support Transformers product, meet the goals of the brand, and enhance the Wizards gaming experience to excite and inspire both of passionate Transformers fans and gamers alike. I know, right? The art director will apply Transformers look and feel using all the tools of the modern creative, blah, 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 blah. That's not what we're worried about. But if you dig deeper into the job advert, it gets even more exciting. Because if we look at the day-to-day responsibilities, work with Transformers brand manager to develop, define, and communicate Transformers look and feel. Yay! Develop and pitch creative concepts and strategies to team makers, particularly the Transformers brand team, refined based on team feedback. Yay! Here's where it gets super exciting. Commission a 3 to 4 batches of illustrations per year, could potentially have been proofread a bit more, with each batch containing approximately 100 illustrations. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. This basically confirms 3 new Transformers TCG sets a year. Now, it might be 3, it might be 4. Pokemon has 4 per year, and okay, that's not made by Wizards now, but it used to be in the early days. And I'm told Magic has 4 sets per year, so this would seem in line with the competition, or the stablemate, so to speak. But even if it's only 3 sets a year, we're talking about a brand new game that might not last very long, that some people are worried would be 1 set, the Metroplex deck, the starter deck, and we are out of here. The fact that they're now planning on 3 to 4 sets per year is a huge departure. And unless I've missed something, this is the first public statement we've seen whereby, look, we are taking this seriously. The Transformers TCG is an ongoing concern. Yes, we knew they were commissioning artwork, and yes, they said that they were trying to grow it, but this is really concrete. We are looking for multiple sets per year, which is brilliant. Now, this does not include stuff like the Metroplex deck, because if you look at the Metroplex deck, you've got Scamper, Slammer, Six Gun, and Metroplex. Well, that's 8 illustrations, 4 characters double-sided. And then you've got 3 exclusive battle cards, Height Advantage, Rally the City, and Protected by Metroplex. So that's 11 illustrations. So when they say 100 illustrations, this has got to be a set. Now, weirdly enough, in Wave 1, we actually saw like 80 battle cards, roughly, and 40 character cards, roughly, which actually adds up to 160 illustrations, which is a little bit weird. But then again, what they might be doing is having a mixture of new and old illustrations, bearing in mind the character cards are coming from an old mobile game and the battle cards at the moment are coming from the comic books. It doesn't necessarily need to be all new illustrations. I am psyched about this, ladies and gentlemen. I am absolutely psyched about this. Bearing in mind, it says commission batches of illustrations, not curate. Because if it was curate, it could be just digging through existing stuff. But commission means you're actually paying somebody to come and do new artwork. This is wonderful. Now, one thing that initially excited me about this job post was at the beginning where they listed their main games essentially as Magic, Dungeons & Dragons as Transformers, and I got super excited because I thought, whoa, they're already listing it in the same breath as Magic and Dungeons & Dragons. How awesome is that? Unfortunately, not that awesome. Over on Twitter, Doug Beyer, who does work for Wizards of the Coast, he tweeted out a second job advert where they are looking for a design manager for Magic, and in the intro there, Wizards of the Coast, a subsidiary of Hasbro and the world's largest publisher of adventure games, including Magic and Dungeons & Dragons. Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough. To be fair, it's a bit much to ask at this stage to have Transformers mentioned as a third pillar along with Magic and Dungeons & Dragons. That would be a little bit aspirational. But between this new job posting and the fact that it's been confirmed as coming out in Canada, this has been a good news day for the Transformers TCG and seems to highlight an ongoing commitment from Wizards of the Coast to keep building this game they seem to be planning for years rather than months. And there is the Drive to Work podcast, again I'll pop a link in the description, where they had some of the designers. It was an official Wizards of the Coast podcast, but they had some of the Transformers designers on there, and they believe they talked about the fact that they're planning for fall 2019. But even so, this seems to intimate a commitment beyond the first year. Maybe I'm getting a little bit too excited, maybe I'm reading into things, maybe I want it to happen so I'm wishing it to be true. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited about this news, and you should be too. I've been reading a lot of children's books lately, so natural rhyming is happening way more often. Alrighty then, so I want to know what you think about this news, so please do let me know in the comment section, go nuts, but do please remember the rule, be nice, and then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at the Wossy for more ramblings, much of which involves Transformers. But by far the most important thing as always is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.